Alright, here's the countdown timer prop. Basically, this is the digital readout here. It counts down, in this particular case, from 60 minutes down to 0. It's a countdown. We have 6 wires located here that are attached by this terminal block, and you have the option to cut any of the wires to cause the timer to stop, and then this green indicator will light, and you have successfully defeated the timer. The other functions are that if you cut the incorrect wire, it will speed the timer up and it'll start to count down rapidly, and then you will have again the opportunity to cut the correct one to stop the timer with the green indicator, or the incorrect one will cause the timer to reset to 0. And once that resets to 0, then of course you've lost, and you have to start over. So you have one where you cause the timer to count and reset to 0, or go blank. It'll shut off, it'll stop the timer, and this will go green, or in some cases it will count down rapidly. I'm going to go ahead and plug it in, and we'll see what happens right away. As soon as I power it up, you can see it's sitting at 0. Now there's 2 ways to activate the power on this. First off, by plugging it in, that will activate the power. Underneath these plates, this plate here, the power switch is a slide switch located right here, and there's 2 terminals here for 2 wires, where you can attach a sound circuit to it to make it give out specific sounds, and this is a reset button here. I'll show you how that functions. Under the plate is another terminal block where the 6 wires are attached. That's how you attach the wires, and then they are fed up through those holes and then attached here to that terminal block. So I'm going to go ahead and set it for 60 minutes, and that would be accomplished by hitting this little button. I press it 1 time, and that way the players can't actually reset it themselves. That keeps them from getting to the timer. So currently now it's reset itself to 60 minutes. It's counting down. We have our indicator here, clock indicator, and I'm going to go ahead and remove a wire here so we can see how it works. I'm going to go ahead and remove this one, and again, if they remove the correct wire, the screen will go blank, and this LED will indicate that they've successfully stopped the timer. So I'm going to remove the wire. It goes blank. That's a good thing. Then of course, if you have a sound circuit attached, it will put out a sound saying that you've successfully defeated the timer, and there's the green indicator. So there we are. So 1 wire, they were lucky enough to pick the right one, and they defeated the timer. So now I'm going to go ahead and show you the other functions. Alright, I've reset the timer back to 60 minutes. I've replaced the wire here. This was the one that caused it to go, shut off, and the green light. So now I'm going to remove another wire, a different one this time, and I'm going to go ahead and remove this one here and see what happens. I'm just loosening this screw here, and I'm going to remove the wire and see what happens. Oh, there we go. So by taking that particular wire off, it caused it to go to speed up. So now we have to pick another wire and see what happens. I'm going to go ahead and do the second one down and see what happens then. We pull the wire. Oh, it reset to 0, no green indicator, and there you go. Now the bomb or whatever goes off. So basically that's what happens when you pick the wrong wire. Okay, I've replaced the specific wires that I took off. Now, so that you don't have to continue to remove that plate in order to power down, that's to reset it, you can indeed just remove the power from the main power source, and that would reset everything properly back to 0, and then you would then press this button there like that, and that starts the count up to 60. Alright, here we are. Alright, here's the timer device. That's how it's plugged in. It's a little wall transformer here, and it's feeding power to the prop here. And I'm going to go ahead and take the covers off the back so you can kind of see what the story is. It uses Allen wrenches like this, so I'm going to go ahead and remove the screw on this one. Okay, it's a 440 screw. Alright. Okay, and then I'm just gonna slide this aside like that so you can kind of see in there. Basically, this is your main power switch. It's on all the time. That way you can just remove power that way to reset the entire circuit back to 0 again. Then we have this is the reset button that is operated by this through this little hole right here. We have our contacts here. We have two ways of making sound. The left side, the two wires on the left are for one sound, and the two connections on the right over here are for the other sound. So you got two ways to produce sound for good and bad. And this one is the actual manual reset of the timer, which came with the timer, where you can manually reset it to any time that you want. So that's available as well, but you have to remove the cover to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back closed again here. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and remove this one, and we can see what's under here. And we'll just slide this one aside as well. Okay, go ahead and loosen this up. Alright. And underneath this cover is the terminal strips. This is where the wiring is attached, and you can do any combination. And like if you put one wire here, you can go down a hole over here, or a wire here, hole there. You can kind of do a kind of a change in the layout in the bottom here, so that it's different when it comes out the top. So that way you can have a different setup for us which wire does what. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put this back on. Alright, just like that. And basically it's a working countdown timer. And again, you hit this button here to reset the timer back to 0. And that's, of course, after you've or actually to 60 minutes, I'm sorry. That's after you've actually reset it by removing the main power. So again, you remove the main power. Okay, that sets it to 0 on the other side. You press the button there in the back, and it's now counting up to 60. And there you are. So that's the countdown timer device.